going back to the generational thing.
All right,
I had a thought. Do you think every generation is destined to get more horny than the previous generation? do you know what made me think this? So I was like,
the internet.
Not just the internet, but so I was like on a trip, and we had like a night where we were watching like the biggest hits of the 2000s, whatever, and a video of Tattoo came on. Do you remember Tattoo?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All the things she said.
Yeah, I fucking love that song.
Do you remember how much of a shitstorm it caused because it just had two like girls in rain, like making out.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, this is the shit. Holy shit.
And parents were like, no, we can't show this to the children. It's too sexualized. It's too edgy.
I don't remember this at all.
They were huge in Japan.
Yeah, it might have been just before.
Two Russian girls, right?
Yeah, two Russian girls. Like it was massive for me when it came out. And it came on, and then I remember looking at it. I'm like, fuck, this is tame as shit, man. This is
Well, even like a little bit after that, right? Like when we were growing up, like I remember being, fucking. I remember how old I was. It was definitely before I hit puberty. And you watch fucking Christina Aguilera music videos, and you're just like, God damn! Like, I don't want my parents walking in on me on this. Like,
All right, then I think there's a very important question to ask to help answer your question,
Yeah.
which is, do you think people are born with weird kinks, or is it something that you're introduced to and you're like, oh?
I think it's all about introduction, right?
You think so? Do you think that, like, if you were a feet person,
yeah.
right? Oh, I guess feet doesn't count because you'd always see feet. But if you were into something weird, like, I don't know, what's a weird fetish?
Armpits.
No, you'd see that a lot. You see armpits, like something you wouldn't see naturally. Like,
we know who's into armpits now.
no, but like, as in, like, you see armpits.
Yeah, armpits are weird. Oh, yeah,
No,
guys,
but
I'm just gonna do this real quick.
You could easily, if you were like a medieval peasant, right? You were in 800s England. You could easily see a woman open up a thing and go, actually, hold on a second, I fucking fuck with the armpits. But like, you would never be introduced to like cucking, right? Unless maybe it happened to you and you were like, hold on. But like, the normal person
I
would not.
don't know, man. You're in Japan.
Yeah, the normal person would not be introduced to like NTR, right?
Sure.
Most people. Okay, so I'm sure there's some situations. Okay, but
Yeah.
most people wouldn't be introduced to NTR, right?
Yeah.
So the theory is that would you have been born being like, I am gonna like NTR at some point, or is it like I have to then show you, and then you're like, huh?
I don't even think it's about showing. I think it's just about like the number of stimuli that you are subject to growing up, all just kind of combined together into like clicking to be like, oh, I like this thing.
So then,
like, okay, look, because hypothetically think about it. If there was a person who was born, right, and they spent their entire like first 18, 20 years.
He comes out with the mother's vagina. He's like, Mama, I am a cuck. Do you know what your first words were?
Cuck.
Say, Mama.
and NTR.
No, but okay, like let's think about this hypothetically, right? If there was a child who was born, right?
Yeah.
And
No way.
for the first
Japan, impossible.
yeah, not in Japan. Let's say Europe. They were born, and for the first, let's say, 20 years, they were born in a room, and they spent their entire lifetime in a room which has like little to no stimuli, right? Like nothing in their room, like bare minimum human interaction that is deemed as normal, like no access to the internet, anything of that kind of stuff. Do you think they'll be able to develop fetishes from that?
I don't think they would have
no frame of reference at all.
mental capacity to function
be a human
in
being.
society.
So we answered your question. I think there is. You might be born with like maybe some brain chemicals like leaning towards maybe taking in certain stimuli that will lead you into
So then we answer Gaunt's question then. Because Gaunt's saying, is the next generation older? No, I just think the current generation is exposed to a lot more concepts.
Yeah.
And
especially with the internet.
Porn is very easily accessible now. And back in the day, even like 20 years ago, you had to go to a fucking store and buy it.
And even if you opened up like Playboy magazines like 10, 20 years ago,
you
wouldn't see like the weird shit that you see now.
So I feel like it was more of a joined, it was more of a communal thing where you're like, did you see the Playboy? Did you see that X model who is the hottest, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, what are you into? And someone's like, oh, I like getting shat on. You're like, okay. Oh, okay. That's and to you, because you've had no exposure.
We don't king shame.
Yeah, you had no exposure to that. You're like, that's fucking disgusting. Why would you do that?
Well,
for him, it's like he's been exposed and then been.
Well, I
developed.
think that's also as a result of the fact that now like the internet is
We are
just
not
like
ready for the internet.
well, that's the
We
thing.
have been fucked.
Because
agree
people
with
go
you.
on the internet and now we're so overstimulated that the stuff that we deemed as like fucked up 10, 20 years ago is just like normalized now.
Yeah, do you
so
think-
people are just looking for the next thing.
Do you think
right?
by the time we die, there'll be studies like showing that the internet was just like we just fucking weren't ready for the internet? Like it, like
I think
it
that's.
broke our
I
social
think there are
structure?
probably studies that have already.
Yeah, it's probably already
Done
out.
that.
I think it would be more helpful when it's like we're all dead, said and done. You know what I mean? When it's well, they can really sit back and look. The whole life. Okay, let's have a look. See here. What happened when the internet happened? To this?
So how did it come to him liking NTR? Let's find out. Let's dissect this brain. I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think NTR. Like, I remember I saw another tweet where it was just this fetish of this person. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, just in like full latex, just getting vacuumed. To have you seen that? And I see that, and I'm just like,
He's like euphoric.
how do you even like? Where does this even come from? Like,
Bro, that has to start with a porn addiction, right?
no, because
I
here's
think some
the
people
thing.
see like outfits and they're like, oh, that's fucking hot.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like some things I can like I have a theory that, most fetishes come from maybe how we were raised, something to do with like what we experienced. Most of the time, I have a theory that we were probably like forbidden to like this kind of stuff, or we were told this thing is bad. So like mentally we know this thing is bad, and that's why it
That's why
kind of
incest porn does so well.
yeah, that's true.
It's the ultimate taboo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I think for some people, breaking taboos is inherently attractive. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to
exactly,
right?
exactly. So I think that's where a lot of fetishes start. Being vacuumed in a latex suit, I'm like, how many?
You're missing the steps.
How many later?
I can connect the taboo dots. I can't connect the vacuum suck dot, right? Also, I imagine.
I don't even know if that's taboo.
I
at this
imagine,
point,
like back in the day, the only people who could afford to indulge in fucked up kinks were like ultra wealthy, like landlords. They were like, "Well, my thing is that I love people being maimed or something. Or I love people being branded. And that's my kink, right?
Right,
So they were,
right.
And so back then it was, it's probably only limited to like people who had money. I think,
Yeah.
I think like peasants were like, well, shit, I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to get some food.
Are you saying fetishes are privileges?
No,
I think it is.
they are.
A fetish
bro,
is a
bro,
privilege.
just think about the
The
latex,
latex suit.
Just
How
like-
much is a latex suit?
Yeah, think about that
The
for a
free
second.
time to be able to hook that up.
Yeah,
Get to a
You need
gathering.
to like probably 3D
Holy
print.
shit.
You need to either learn like to 3D
Yeah,
print
fetishes
a
are
device to be able to vacuum yourself, or someone has gone out and designed that for you, which you must have paid a premium fucking price.
buying a fucking doll.
Yeah.
Buying a doll that you can fuck is expensive.
Yeah,
That is a
Right.
privilege.
and God forbid, we already know how much furries like spend on furry suit. They're fucking funding the economy by themselves.
I hate how much this makes sense.
I think
I can see why this generation feels like they're doomed when we hear about this kind of shit.
It's just like wine. Wine is a very expensive hobby, as is jacking off sometimes. When
Look,
you're on how you do it.
when society has gone down and everyone is homeless, it'll be the furries having the last laugh, because they'll be the last group of people with money. I swear to God.
They have all the money. They,
Yeah,
control,
they do,
control
they
the
do.
government.
We can make it through the harsh winter in our suits.
Furries for the most part.
Yeah,
It's like, damn, they're sleeping good.
when we have the Great Depression Part 2, all we're gonna see on the streets are people in fursuits, man, because that's the only people with money left in the world. That's all I'm saying, man.
Every furry I've met, they've been pretty chill as well.
Yeah, they've been very chill.
Every furry I've met has been like the chillest dudes.
They've been very chill, and they have also normally been very financially well off as well.
Yeah.
To afford the hobby that they do.
Yeah,
Which-
they prop up the artist sphere online.
Yeah.
It's a well documented phenomenon.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Maybe like fetish. I feel like with the overexposure of the internet and with the overexposure of new things, I feel like with this fucking latex suit, there must be.
Why are you so obsessed with this latex suit, Garnt?
I just
Because it sounds absurd.
Do you want a latex suit for your birthday?
no. I just want to know.
If you say
Actually,
yes, we're
we're-
ending the podcast.
Really? I'll help him. I want to see where it goes.
I'm just genuinely curious what the steps are. You know?
Right.
Like genuinely.
Well, it's like that. It's like that famous video of the guy like who bought like the full latex like dog suit, right? And
What?
like acts like a dog. He like sleeps in a
I
giant
saw
dog
that.
cage and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He's like a British guy, I think.
Okay, first of all, I take offense to that. Probably English, first of all. It's
Oh,
straight.
okay. My bad.
No,
What about...
wasn't that guy in Japan that wanted to be a dog? So he spent.
I mean, that's the least weird thing in Japan when it comes to
true.
fetishes,
That's
bro.
true.
There was a
Well,
dude
the
who
guy-
married a
the
Hatsune
DS.
Miku fucking body pillow
married
as
the
well.
DS
so
as well.
He married the DS as
I just
well.
feel like, man, like it's cool that we're like open to cool things like that, but also at the same time, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You just straight up should not marry a DS.
Yeah.
I just think that that's a bad idea.
And we
for your
shouldn't be
psyche.
congratulating it
Yeah,
either.
we shouldn't be rewarding behavior
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like I think it's funny and like it makes a very good BuzzFeed article, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, I would prefer that you just be asexual at that point, you know, because I can kind of vibe with that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
If you know, some people are just wired that way. If you are falling in love with a DS, I see that as something that you're replacing an inanimate object.
Asexuality doesn't mean the lack of romance there. So you still have, you still be in a relationship. You just might not be physical in it. So whereas a DS you can't have either. So you just
Well, I see the DS as you replacing something that you couldn't get, you know, because
it's tough, right? Because I guess how do you like if Joey comes to us tomorrow and he's like, guys, I've fallen in love with my PSP Vita. First of all, great choice of console to fall in love with. Second of
Also,
all,
it's called a
No,
PS
it's
Vita.
not.
here it is. It's great.
PS
They
Vita?
Yeah, they do amazing games on it. What are you doing?
Like what?
All those amazing exclusives that were only on the PS
Well,
Vita.
90% of them never came out of Japan. So
I mean, outside of Japan.
yeah, outside
Yeah,
of
which
Japan.
I understand because it was a great console. And Japan fucking used it until like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was the only country.
point being,
But,
sorry, PSP Vita, sorry, PS Vita, sorry,
Yes.
Joey, to insult you and your wife. I think I'd be like, hey, Joey, what's going on? Like, I wouldn't be like, dude, that's cool. I'm progressive. I'm like, no, Joey, what's wrong? Like, something's gone wrong here.
Yeah.
And I I think that's fair. We shouldn't be like, yes to everything. I think sometimes we should be like, wait, hold on a second. No.
Yeah.
Don't. This is a terrible. What has happened?
Can you
Joey?
please think about this?
Can you talk to us?
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
me what happened.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that in your life, then there's an even bigger problem going on. Where were that dude's friends when he married the DS? Genuine question.
What
Like,
friends?
Yeah, exactly. Who stopped him? Who
Yeah.
was like, hey man, I really think this might not be a good idea.
Bro, do you think his friends would have stopped him when his parents were like,
First of
"Oh,
all,
he loves him"?
This is presuming that this was a legit thing and not like some kind of publicity stunt. If it's a publicity stunt, whatever. But if it is a real
Apparently, it was legit.
thing, okay, well that's
Like he went to the ward office and signed papers and
oh
shit.
my god, and they did it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They would let a man marry a DS, but not let two gays marry. That's that. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. That's crazy. You can marry a DS.
That's why society's doomed, brother.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add on
How
to
do you
that,
top
man.
that?
That's just a fucking bombshell, and I'm just like,
Wait, did
yeah.
he really get? No, there's no way he legally got married. There must have been a ceremony. There's no way he legally. I don't believe. Guy, get on it.
Guy.
guy.
Guy behind computer.
Guy, look it up.
Japanese man has married a character in a popular video game, taking her and his handheld game console on an overseas honeymoon.
There's no way it's a real marriage.
I
don't
think
believe
it must just be.
like a publicity stunt. Okay.
It must
wow.
just
Fourth
be-
picture.
Why does it look like young Prosy D in that one picture?
Oh my god, he does.
on the one on the fourth one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It
that one,
looks like a
yeah.
Prosy D fake character in one of his skits.
Yeah, where is the news on that?
But at which point are you just like, you know,
Oh,
I'm
there's the guy who
happy.
married the body pillow.
At which point are you just like, you know what? I'm happy that you're happy. You know, like, where'd you draw the line in that? I guess.
I draw the line when it's a Nintendo console. You know, I think that's where I draw the line. Honestly,
Did whoever owns Hatsune Miku have to sign off on the marriage?
well, I think in the case of the DS one, it wasn't Hatsune Miku. It was it was a character from a dating
game,
simulator
yeah.
called Love Plus.
Yeah, because it was one of the first dating sims that was kind of AR technology. Because with the DS, I think it had like a GPS or something, and you could literally take this
Well, it
virtual
had the camera on it, right?
Yeah, you could literally take
Yeah.
this virtual girl on virtual dates, and it was one of the
Just-
very first of its
I don't know.
kind.
Maybe I don't know why I'm so adverse to the idea. I'm just like, you shouldn't
Honestly,
be allowed
like
to do it.
I reckon if I was the developer of that like visual novel, I would have absolutely been on board with it because that is amazing promotion for the game.
I'm so torn because at the same time, what if the guy's happy? Like, if he's genuinely happy, what can I like? Is there a reason why he shouldn't do it? I'm so torn.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, you shouldn't be allowed to do this.
No, I don't.
But also,
think,
if he's really happy and that made him happy, who am I to rob that man of his happiness?
yeah, but there's other ways to be happy, you know,
Yeah.
that are not like impossible to obtain.
But then I think about like some friends I have where I think they're happy and they drink, but I'm like, I think they could be happy other ways. It just happens to be that drinking is what makes them happy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm really torn. Like, you are entitled to your happiness.
Yeah.
Sure.
But,
Oh yeah, of course.
But is that happiness like to a self-detriment almost? Like, is that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks fucking happy in that picture.
He looks very happy.
Look at
What
that.
was
So that's
picture?
not love.
That was
Plus,
2020 as well. That's years
I
later.
remember this advert.
He must be just going along with it. No shot, bro. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's real. I don't. No way.
Did you see that Tinder added a pay to win function now?
$500 a month.
$500.
Fuck.
Yeah.
If you are paying $500 for Tinder, you all have
Actually, I think I'd rather get you marry you to a DS.
Yeah, genuinely.
This is like the different tiers now.
If I knew my friend was paying for that Tinder premium, I'm
I'd be
buying
like-
him a DS.
I'll be like, yo, bro,
It's
I
like-
got this new girl. I swear down.
it's and that proves to a fact that Tinder does not give a single fuck, and not they have, but they always use this veil of like, we actually we have had success stories.
Yeah.
I fully believe Tinder has some success stories, but
some.
Oh no,
But they-
I have a friend from high school who married his Tinder.
yeah.
There's definitely
It's
people
happened,
who
yeah.
and they use those stories as like, look, we are offering a valuable function, and at times they do, but then they pull shit like this and other stuff that they've done in the past where they've made it so that like you straight up just, if you are an undesirable man, you just won't be matched with anyone.
Yeah.
Because your score is your in-app score is too low.
That's so fucked up.
And then offering $500 to me is symbolizing and willing to take advantage of people who are so desperate to meet someone else. 'Cause that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like this guy who's founded the S and he's happy. You are actively taking advantage of the loneliest people with money to burn. Because listen, any single person on earth that you meet up with, if you tell them you spent $500
Yeah.
on Tinder,
Yeah.
immediately unattractive.
Yeah.
There's no one on earth who's going to find that attractive.
Totally.
I bet those dudes are the type of dudes that will ask to split the bill anyway. But the point being is that you're just wasting $500 a month to be lonely. It's such a fucking awful idea, and it's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
I hope that they don't actually do it. And I hope it's just a publicity stunt.
Yeah, please don't do it. Like this, you
sad.
don't.
The sad thing is, I don't think it is a publicity stunt. I think
They just want to make money.
I think for them, it's a legit business move, which
I mean,
I think unfortunately is
obviously-
going to work.
they've obviously done research before launching something like this. They've
Yeah.
obviously identified a market for this, and a lot of people are clowning on it. But I think those people who are clowning on it were never going to be part of that target audience anyway.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think that is a very specific target audience, and I think honestly, there is a market for it. It's just out there in the open. There's always been a market for it for
Yeah.
people who want to find partners who have a lot of money and partners who are willing to pay for that.
When I first moved to Japan, I had Tinder Premium, which allowed you to like unlimited. Because I was just lonely. I just wanted to meet someone.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because there was a limit to how many you could
There's
swipe,
a
right?
limit, right? And
Yeah.
to me, I was just like, I just want to have the highest chance possible of being able to fucking meet up with someone, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I realized what they do is they constantly dangle ahead of you. They're like, wait, but like, if you had this feature, I'm pretty sure we can get you someone. It's perfect, right?
You are not a high enough rank.
Yeah, but I was never gonna do it because I was like, I'm already paying fucking $5 a month. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you any more fucking money. And they would just dangle these things in front of you, and they would add these superficial features that just did not help. Just straight up, just did not help. And Tinder has proven if you are of a certain desirability, you will just not have success on Tinder. It's just because the app has figured out that no one wants to fucking date you based on your profile for whatever reason, and no amount of money is going to solve that problem. So it's just cruel. It's so cruel.
They're taking money to give you the illusion that you still have a chance.
Yeah, it's
Which is just fucked up.
and not to mention all the fake profiles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I very quickly gave up on Tinder in Japan because I was like, fuck this is stupid.